Welcome to the Business Resilience Decoded podcast, brought to you by Asfalis Advisors and the Disaster Recovery Journal. Crisis management in today's world is ever-changing, and this podcast is our commitment to help you navigate successful outcomes for any crisis you may face. I'm your host, Vanessa Matthews. I specialize in providing insights and solutions for crisis, continuity, and resilience across industries from real estate and healthcare to terrorism in the airline and transportation worlds. No matter what industry you're in, this podcast will provide you the tools to build resilience in your organization. Welcome back to another episode on the Business Resilience Decoded podcast. I'm your host, Vanessa Matthews, and today we're going to be talking about the effect of artificial intelligence on supply chains and cybersecurity. Woo, I'm so excited. So artificial intelligence and ChatGPT, short for Generative Pre-Training Transformer, are dominating the conversation in everyday industries from marketing to fine arts to business continuity. So the big question is, should we be steering clear of AI, or is it time for us to embrace it as a benefit? In this episode, we're going to share a couple of things with you on applications of AI in supply chains as well as cybersecurity. One of the things that we shared in a recent podcast was my team introduced me to ChatGPT, and I went in and I typed in, business continuity plans for healthcare companies, and it literally wrote me a continuity plan for a healthcare company. And so it's getting harder for people to decipher who's coming up with the content. Is it AI or is it an actual human? And so we're just super curious about how this is showing up for you all in your companies. There's two things we're going to talk about today. Number one is a 2021 McKinsey & Company report where they share that artificial intelligence can be a key to minimizing risks in value chains and supply chains. AI can help identify what conditions provide for the most important and optimal value chains, while factors such as COVID-19 and geographic conditions will affect your supply chains, and how supply chains can be redesigned to remove or reduce these risks. With supply chains still in a fragile state in 2023, AI could be an effective way to identify solutions that we cannot see ourselves. We always say this at our company: if you can't see it, you can't solve for it. So technology can help us to better get there. That's an awesome way to leverage that. Second thing we're going to talk about today is, where does AI factor into cybersecurity? Another big area of risk in 2023. Acumen Research and Consulting released a report in July of 2022 stating that the market for AI-based cybersecurity tools is estimated to reach $133 billion by 2030. AI can quickly and accurately identify cybersecurity risks for the organizations that you're in, but unfortunately, hackers have access to AI tools as well. Of course they do. When there's good, there's always a little bit of bad. Phishing, emails, and cyber attacks are getting more and more sophisticated thanks to AI. So it is more important than ever to train your organization to identify potential attacks as those threats evolve. We've all watched enough movies to be even a little bit scared of how artificial intelligence might replace humans and how people can use it to cause more harm than good. However, with any new technology, it's important to understand both the risks and the rewards of adopting it. I want to give a short plug. Last year in 2022, it aired in 2023 of this year, we had a chance to interview the CIO, Garrett McAllister from SUNY Westchester College. And he talked about organizations that are facing challenges with legacy technology systems. And when you think about how that interacts with your talent, right? And typically there's a correlation when you have legacy technology systems, there's a legacy mindset within your workforce. And the importance of us thinking about from a cultural perspective, as we talk about AI and its influence on your supply chains, it's your value chains, and in cybersecurity, how are you addressing those things, and how is that coming up for you from a people perspective, so that we can ensure that our talent doesn't have a legacy mindset, but a culture of innovation, of creating new ideas in spite of the challenges that we might have on the horizon that's happening in the world around us. So definitely a great episode to go back to kind of think through how AI fits into the bigger landscape of technology. By the time you hear this, the Business Resilience Decoded podcast will have posted this episode online and on social media, and we want to hear from you. So we have a question out there about how are you guys using AI in your business? Check the show notes for the social media link as well, in case you're not on LinkedIn, as well as the show notes will also have a copy of the McKinsey data. We look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Thank you for listening to the Business Resilience Decoded podcast, brought to you by Asfalis Advisors and Disaster Recovery Journal. Make sure you check out the show notes for this episode to see all the upcoming events, programs, and ways we can support you. Make sure you subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts, leave us a review, and share it with a friend. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you in the next episode.